Makers and crafters, it's Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Today is Hump Day Wednesday, and I am so excited to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to do something totally different, and we're going to use this absolutely beautiful designer series paper, and it's 6x6. It's called Meandering Meadows, and this is absolutely beautiful. I have lots of different pieces from this designer series paper. It's a 6x6. And I have to say, oh my God, it's absolutely beautiful. And the stamp set that comes with it is just as nice. Look at all these beautiful flowers. It's like a meadow of water flowers. Oh, and then on the back, look at all the different colors on the back that you have. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. And on each of the packets of Stampin' Up's designer series paper, they have all the colors that coordinate with this. Wow, isn't that beautiful? So today we are going to use this, and it is going to be really fun, really different, because we are doing a technique called stack, cut, shuffle. And I have most everything all ready for us to go. Our base is going to be Orchid Oasis. The layer is going to be Petal Pink. And then the inside is going to be basic white. I really wanted to use all the colors or all the flowers, I should say, to just enjoy all the beautiful, colors we have in this paper. So I've brought out my trimmer, and the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to stack our paper. And some people say instead of cutting, you slice. And then we'll shuffle. Now, a lot of times what you guys will find is that this has to go one direction. With the flowers, because flowers can be very abstract, I think you can go either direction, which makes a card either a vertical or a horizontal. This one, I'm going to use all mine as vertical cards, but you guys can do anything you want. And the best part about this is, one, we're using all pieces of paper. Two is we are going to just have fun, and this is going to give you just a little bit of creativeness to do whatever you want. So the first thing we have to do is that we need to make sure paper's stacked. We're going to put it at 3 3/4 inches on our paper trimmer. Then we're going to get the light gray out of the way, and we are going to move in the dark gray, and we're going to cut the paper. This paper right now will be for our the top of our envelopes. Absolutely beautiful to have this on there. Then the next thing we're going to do is that I am going to rotate, because I want all these beautiful colors on my colors for the shuffle. For boy, I am abstracted today. Oh my goodness, please forgive me. We're going to put all these colors on our card that we are creating today. Let's get that right. God, you always know when you flub up. Now you guys know that our paper is 6x6, so we are going to 5 inches, and it's going to leave us with an inch at the top. This inch at the top will go on the, oh boy, am I out of focus, will go on the top of our inside of our card. So remember, first cut that we made is at 3.5. Second cut that we made is at 5. All right, so that gives us our stack. And these papers that we have will be put away until we're ready to put the card together. Now, the next best thing is that here comes your creativeness. You can do whatever you want. So my first cut that I am going to make is just one that's done by the side. And again, you can do whatever it is you want. And so I am not going to tell you what the dimensions are because the dimensions are up to you. All I'm going to do is cut and put that to the side. Then I'm going to turn and cut again. And I want to make sure my paper is stacked. So hold on, I got to get this stacked properly. And then my next one is just up to you. You can cut wherever you want. And then I am just going to cut down. And here is my third stack, or my second stack, and then my third. Yay! This is so exciting so far. So I am hoping you guys are staying with me as far as this goes. So now we are going to bring in our Petal Pink cardstock. And we'll end up having to kind of create just a little bit differently on our layers, but we're just going to start off by doing a shuffle now. So we have a top on the top corner, then we have a border, and we're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch. And I think these are cut at, hold on real quick, they are cut at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So that's what it's cut at. All right, and then our last piece of that top designer series paper is going to go on the side. All right, so now we are starting to shuffle. So then we have the second piece is going to go down below. And this is all about the second piece of designer series paper. And we're just going to kind of shuffle them into a place. And we'll get to putting them down in a few minutes. And then our last one. So now we have a piece of all the 3 different designer series paper on the cards. And you can see absolutely how beautiful these cards are going to turn out. All right, and then you get to play with how do you want to design them. The other thing that I completely forgot to tell you is that we are using Garden Meadow, which goes with this paper, and also the Garden Meadow dies. And they're just so much fun. I am using the boots, and then I'm using the basket. And then I'm using the words. I think I have thinking of you, every day is a fresh start, and hello. And then I'm not doing anything on the inside as far as writing goes, but I did use these 2 flowers. And we're going to get a chance to cut out the boots in a few minutes. So we're going to start by sticking all this down. And I am bringing in my Tombow glue because I'm just really, I need a little bit of wiggle room once I go for this. And again, you don't want to put a lot on here unless you get a Tombow glue like mine, which is totally soupy goopy. Okay, and again, you want to have about 1/8 of an inch. And I should have started at the bottom. And I'm going to come back and do the bottom on all of them because that seems like that is the place where we have the most wiggle room, and yet it can be the hardest to put in. And here is our last piece. And again, it's almost like it's going to be an assembly line. I probably should have thought about putting one piece down at a time. That's what I did when I created my cards. But this isn't as bad as I thought. And I'm just lining all this up, giving myself just a little bit of a wiggle room. And there's our first card, our first layer on our card. So that's what it's going to look like. You have all these beautiful colors and they're coming together. Once you add that onto the card, look at how beautiful that is. Absolutely a piece of work, a piece of artwork. I love it. All right, so now we're going to start with this bottom. And we're just going to glue this on. And it feels like it ends up being a very slow process, but it's a great way to use envelopes. It's a great way to use designer series paper. And it's just a fun little random way to put together cards that are almost like they're collages. But they're collages with 3 pieces. And again, you guys, remember, you can cut this any way you want. Oops, which is the best part. So there's nobody dictating to you how to make your cuts. I got a little glue all over the place. It's you being able to create your cards. And again, you can cut them any way you want, but as long as you shuffle them, it turns out so beautifully every single time. It's a great way to do some Christmas cards too. There you go. And again, on the front, you can decorate them any way you want. I think I like the corner going the best on this one today. When you decorate, you can use these to say anything, to create any words that you want. It's a great technique. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I haven't done it for a while. Most of the time I do it with squares and rectangles, but I really like the fact that you can do whatever you want to do right now. And it's yours. How you design this is absolutely yours. And you have a piece of the designer series paper on every single card, which I absolutely love. There we go. And we're all done with a little oops at the bottom, but there's not much I can do once I get the glue on it. It's the other good thing about having some glue. So look at these. Oh my goodness, they're just absolutely beautiful. I love these cards, and I love the way that they go together. So now we are going to, I may get a couple of cards stuck to this, so please, I'm really sorry about that. Please forgive me for that. We are bringing in our Stampin' Seal, and we are going to seal these layers to the card base. Wow, I just love the way that these look. And you can use any colors you want. Both of these are coordinating colors that go with designer series paper. And I have another set that I did, which I will show you so you can also see that all I did was change the color. And I think it was just the color on the inside, the layer color. There you go. So we got this done. So now what I also did is that I used our Oh my goodness, what did I do this? I think this is from the Designer Details. And I put it away after I was just done recording something, but I think that these are designer tags. And what I did was that I stamped on another piece of paper, I stamped the basket of flowers with Memento ink, and then I colored them in all of these different type of Stampin' blends. So this one was colored in, I think I went with the light Granny Apple, and then I used the light, oh wait, it was the dark Granny Apple and the light, what is this? Mellow Mambo. So that's what I did this one in, I think. On this one, I did the light apple, Granny Apple, and then I did the dark, oh, I lie. I did the light Orchid Oasis. And this was stamped in Garden Green. This was stamped in, I feel like, hold on just a minute. It was, I thought it was Cherry Cobbler, but now that yes, it was. It's Cherry Cobbler. And then this one, I just used, I'm going to use the yellow marker. And I'm going to show you something new with the yellow marker. And then I'm going to add that down below. Each one of these will have a ribbon attached, and I can attach the ribbon right now. And that ribbon is done by the bordered ribbon that is Night of Navy. It's beautiful ribbon, absolutely beautiful ribbon. And all I did ahead of time was just tie a bow. That's all I did. And then I'm just going to take these and put these just right on top. And two of them will be right on top. And one will be on the side. And the thinking of you will come on the side. And this ribbon is just so easy to work with. Absolutely easy to work with. And then or I should say, on the, I did not get that on here very well. On the back, all I did was used some foam adhesive sheets. That's all I did. It was just so easy to do. So those are going to go on the front. Now I'm going to have some noise that I'm going to bring in just a minute, but I also wanted to go over, I did this in the combos of Highland Heather and also the combos of the Granny Apple. And down here ends up being the Petal Pink that I used, and I just did all of these the same. Now, some of you are wondering, where did I get the pecan pie combos? I did it inside the basket. So that's where I used that. So those are all the colors that I have. It's just so much fun. All right, and now I got things all over the place. I'm hoping I can find my, okay, this may be interesting. I also used, on all the flowers, on the baskets, I used the Wink of Stella. All right, so now there is a very important piece, and I really thought I had worked hard not to lose it. And I may have to go back and start all over again. Give me just a minute to look. It's a piece of vellum that I had stamped on the pair of boots. And then I used, oh, here it is. Woo! So here it is. This is crushed curry ink. And because it's so wet when it sits on the vellum, I just put clear embossing powder over top of it, and then I heat set it. But what I wanted to do is that I wanted to have some yellow. And I don't know if you can, no, you can see it here. So I wanted to have the little yellow rain boots. And so with that, I decided I was going to color them in with the marker and then add my embossing powder on top and give it a little shine like our little boots. Now, this one has the flare and it has the point. Okay, and I am going to use the flare on this. Excuse me if my head gets in the way. So all I'm going to do is color the boots. And this marker again is crushed curry. So that's all I'm going to do. From here, I'm just adding it inside my clear embossing powder. And this is where it's going to get a little bit loud. I'm bringing in my heating tool and I'm going to heat my boots to get the powder to melt to give it some shine. It's going to take just a minute, and as soon as it starts turning, it just looks so great, like a great pair of yellow boots that you wear in the rain, almost like a rubber ducky. Love this. And we are done. And now they just kind of pop right out of there. Love the way that they look. All right, then from here, we are going to bring back in our Garden Meadow bundle. I am grabbing just the pair of boots, bringing in, hopefully it doesn't run into everything, bringing in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And you can put this down with some Post-it. I am just going to wing it today. So I'm hoping that I have it right on so I don't have to worry about it. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it gets scary what I do. Okay, it looks okay. So we got a little bit of white around the outside, or vellum around the outside, but it's good enough to help us out. On this, if you use, and sorry for the noise, if you use some of our adhesive sheets and you put them on vellum, you cannot see the sheets through the back of the vellum. If you use glue dots or any type of dimensionals, you see that in the back. So we are just going to take a little piece of this, and I'm going to have to cut just a little bit off because I don't need a whole bunch. And these are our little paper snips. Fabulous. And then the hardest thing that I have is bringing in my take a pick, take your tool, take your tool, take your pick. Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't remember. And we're just going to take that off. We're going to lay it down on the top of the boot. I am going to bring in my, where are you? You know, I have a whole, there it is, a whole bunch of these bone folders. And at the time that I'm doing a take for filming, of course I can't find them. All right, so now all I'm doing is trying to get the corner to lift up. And so I can show you on the back, you don't see anything. And so all I'm going to do is, Seattle, it rains a lot. So this is like perfect. That it looks like I'm thinking about you even in the rain. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and we're going to peel all of this off. And we're just going to put it on the front. And we're going to do the same with this. I already put just a dimensional on the other side. And all I am doing is taking this off, putting it on the middle. Isn't this awesome? I mean, look at these cards. They just look different. And I love the way that these look. And then I have one more. There you go. Look at how beautiful these are. I love the way that these look. Absolutely love the way these look. So now let's just finish them off with a couple of things. So I'm going to bring back my silicone pad. I'm going to bring back now some of the paper that we left. We cut off, but now we're going to add them back on. You can add these either on the top or on the bottom of your cards. And because I decided to put flowers at the bottom, I want to have something on the top. So all I'm doing now is just taking this and putting the adhesive on the inside so then I can finish off the card. All right. Isn't this beautiful? Oh, these colors are just so stunning. I'm going to do this like an assembly line so I can get them on faster. A little crooked. There we go. This just looks so nice. And look at how that brings out the pink. It's wonderful. I love this. Really, really love the way that this looks. And I'm sorry if I'm reaching in front of you. Sometimes my tape or my adhesive doesn't always like being run, so it's better if I put it on the silicone pad. And here is my last one. Woohoo! And then we get to do one more thing. Look at that. There we go. Here's our cards. Here's the inside with this on the top. And I don't think you can see it very well. Let me bring in something that you can see. Absolutely beautiful. Now we are going to bring in our envelopes. And I'm using the glue, and all I'm going to do is go around the outside of the envelope. That's it. And I'm going to do this in assembly line. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like in a minute. This is the only place we are going to get a little bit of waste. Yes, some of you guys are going, oh my God, can you do this with 12 by 12? Yep, you can. Just cut it down to 6 by 6 and you got your 3 pieces. Absolutely fabulous. Again, you're not wasting a lot of the designer series paper. And I like how this goes together. So now all we're going to do is turn it over to the back side, take our snips, and this is the waste that we have right here. This is it. So it is not going to be very much at all. Sometimes I do a better job lining up than other times, so please forgive me as far as my lining up skills go. They're not great, but they still get the job done. I am somebody who I do not believe you have to be a perfect stamper. I think people really appreciate the fact that you give gifts, and the gifts were handmade for that one person, and if they're not perfect, you at least know that they're human. So here we are. Oh my God! Look at all our envelopes are done. And the envelopes can match the cards. Yes, I love this. So this is called, you're going to stack the cards, then you're going to cut or slice the cards, and then you're going to shuffle the cards. So that is it. So let me show you this exact same technique, but I used it with a different color. I used, oh, I didn't. I went with blueberry, what is it? Blueberry bushel. And then I did crushed curry. Look at that. And it just looks a little bit different. And you can see that the yellow goes beautiful here. And then again, I have all my envelopes that I can use with the cards. I just think they're beautiful and they're so much fun. And you know, I did not cut these the exact same way I cut those. So that is fabulous. And now, of course, with Christmas time around the corner, I have to show you my Christmas one. So I used Joy of Noel and Christmas Classic. Let's get you down here so you can be seen. I also used this designer series paper that is the Joy of Christmas. Okay, so I use like the whole bundle. And again, you can see my 6 by 6. And I thought I had one more. Yep, I got 3 in there. These I decided to do a little bit differently. So I think I did this, this, and this. But I'll look in just a minute. You'll find out. All right, so that turned out to be great. Then, of course, oh my God, bling, 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 bling. This is the Mellow Mambo Granny Apple Green, and it is foiled sheets. So, of course, I had to have just a little bit of shine on my cards. And this is what my cards turned out like. All right, so here was one. The notes aren't going in the right direction, but you know, I just decided it's okay. And because it is what I call directional, this has to be upright. It went together okay here, but I really felt that this one is an upright type. And again, with this, I felt the same way. I thought I could just go whatever way. There you go. And from here then, I have this, and I should have one more, but oh, here we go. And that's my Christmas. Okay, I should push this up just a little bit. There you go. So I have everything. And Seema, my dear, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate this. So those are my sketches that I have today. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. I hope that you had fun. You learned something new. You could create whatever you wanted, which is the best part of any time you are stamping, crafting, scrapbooking. You just have fun doing what you're doing. So these again are the cards that we created today. So again, thank you for stopping by. My name is Kevon. I'm at ktstamps.com, and I love creating cards for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Seema, thank you for dropping in. If you're still with me, I love you. Love all your pictures. Thank you. Thank you. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.